Oh.
Anyways, here we are with the Bad Idea Boys. Like, subscribe, ring the bell. Check us out on Twitter at Bad Idea Boys. You see in the background a really nice Flash Gordon pinball cabinet that Richard over here is working on. Everybody's got to be good at something. And
Richard's good at doing paintball and sucking dick.
Yeah.
Mom doesn't complain.
I'm sure she doesn't.
She's got a pretty big dick, too. Anyways, this is the last episode, at least until we figure out how to record basically online. So, like, have him participate on, like, a Facebook Messenger call or something like that. This is the last episode that Steven will be with us.
I'm moving far away.
He's relocating for reasons of his own.
We're gonna try a long distance relationship with him, but
I don't think it's gonna work.
We all know how long distance relationships work. It's like storming Area 51.
Which brings us to our topic
of the day.
That is what we want to talk about today. Storming Area 51. Now,
are we all gonna dress up as like those inflatable T-Rex suits and go running in?
like that image or the video that Izzy shared where they're all dressed as T-Rexes sprinting. Okay, so as a first comment on that, I can't speak for these two chuds, but I am part of the Area 51 page. I will not be joining. I have a family with a very thick military background, and I think you're all fucking lunatics. If you storm a military base, lethal action will be taken.
Mm-hmm.
They will kill. They're not going to think this is a joke.
And
although I am interested to see if there are any aliens or if that's just conspiracy theory, this is not the means to go about it. And any of you who show up, be prepared to potentially forfeit your lives.
I have seen some shit, James, when it comes to UFOs. Let me tell you. I have seen some shit.
According...
Of course, I was highly intoxicated, but I have seen some shit, man.
Most best UFO...
or on drugs or
drunk.
Or drunk. Okay, so there was a guy, I can't remember his first name. I want to say it was Santiago, but I could be wrong. Fermi.
Fermi?
He was, I want to say, a Spaniard, which is where the Fermi, the Fermi, I want to say
stuff that happens
Fermi
when you
paradox.
Make, wine and beer?
But basically, Fermi confirmed that over the 300, or I think it's 400 million to 3 trillion stars in the sky, each star potentially having some form of a solar system, even if each star only has one planet, the likelihood...
That's in the Goldilocks system?
Goldilocks zone. Which is... the Goldilocks zone is actually larger than most people think it is.
Yeah.
But out of all of those...
But compared to space, it's quite small.
Even every star only had one planet orbiting it, the likelihood that our planet is the only planet that supports life
of any kind
is so mathematically impossibly small that there clearly is life in the universe outside of our planet and outside of our solar system.
And actually, there is a team, I believe they're working with NASA, they work for NASA, that are actually looking at a telescope, and they are using a test to identify planets that are in other galaxies and other solar systems, Goldilocks zones.
What is it? Star Trek called them M-class planets.
Yeah.
With intelligent life?
Basically planets that would support life. So human beings are made up of the most common elements in the universe. Carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, and my brain's failing me because I've had a few to drink and I had a rough night last night. But essentially, human beings are made of the most common elements in the universe. Our bodies and structures are based off of natural selection and what is the most successful possible genetic formations. Whether you believe that a deity did it or that it just happened on its own, doesn't matter. I mean, even the Pope at this point is saying that evolution is a thing, which I should have kind of warned you guys. We're shifting gears on this. We're taking down the barriers. We're just going for it. So, with evolution being potential, I'm not saying that it is the only answer. I'm not saying that it's whatever. Personally, my opinion on it is that it is 100% the only way that things could happen. But with it being a potential, that means if we were to say 3 trillion stars, which we know that there aren't quite 3 trillion because a lot of the stars in the night sky are already dead. We're just still receiving light because light only travels so fast.
Yeah.
But even with, let's say 3 trillion, let's say 100 million, that means 100 million other planets. You're also making a pretty bold assumption that every one of those solar systems is a singular planet, which we know to not be true.
Yeah.
Some have multiple stars. So, mathematically, it is impossible that extraterrestrial life does not exist. It is simply impossible. Well, do I believe that extraterrestrial life comes to our planet and abducts
cows.
Conveniently rednecks and cows, but that can't be proven. Allegedly. But abducts drunken or drug addicted rednecks to put things in their buttholes? I don't buy that. I don't buy that.
It's the only language they speak.
Sometimes you have to put a finger in their ass because that's the only language these animals speak.
But, now, let's switch gear a minute. So, Area 51, tomorrow, it's happening.
Is it tomorrow?
It's the 20th.
Oh, well, I thought it was the 20th of the next month.
No, it's...
I thought it was August 20th.
No, it's tomorrow.
Are you sure? Because I was just looking at the page. I'm pretty sure it's August 20th.
Is it August 20th?
I'm pretty sure it's August 20th.
Here's what I find happening down there. It's like all these, like the museum down there, what is it, the little alien cafe or inn or whatever it's called down there. They've cleared, like, all this property. They're hiring bands and vendors to come in and serve food and do all this crazy shit for them. What's the likelihood that some people will show up, but not...
It's actually September 20th.
Not the spread that they're looking at.
Oh,
I was going to say. I didn't think it was
I knew it wasn't this month. I thought it was next month, my bad.
To these fucking dumbass memes for another 2 goddamn months.
Right.
You know?
God, fuck. Memes are only supposed to last so long unless they're extremely good. And over the last 4 or 5 days, I've done enough searching through Facebook and other medias to find these stupid memes. I'm tired of it.
Well, you don't really have to search for them, bud.
No.
They're kind of there on the
surface.
surface.
I'm just scrolling through Facebook and going, I'm seeing these every other fucking post. I'm going to have to see these bitches for the next 2 months.
Okay.
This bullshit.
So let's realistically talk. Logistics. The United States government...
Naruto running, the Karens and the fucking Kyles.
The Naruto runners, that's ridiculous. That's why I think this is a joke. I think the entire
guy who put it up on Facebook, or put it up on his site or Facebook or whatever, he says, he's come right out and said, this was supposed to be a joke, and people took it seriously.
Yes, but like I explained to somebody I was talking to the other day, so we are at, I was just on the page before this, 1.8 million people say that they're going. 2.5 million people say that they're interested. So here's the deal. Let's say 100,000 people is all that are going. We know that it's up to 1 million, but 100,000...
I'd say about 10%.
Just for the sake of a well-rounded, easy-to-work-with number, 100,000. For every 100 people, which would be, that would be 10%, right? For every 100 people that do believe this to be a joke, there is at least
10.
Minimum 1 to 10 people that think this is serious. So, 10% of 10% believe that this is true. When you get up to 100%, you've got quite a few people that are probably actually going to show up. And with the government being very open with the idea of them using lethal force to defend a military base, that's what people don't seem to be understanding, is this is a military base. I don't care if it's retired or not, because I've heard a lot of things. I was always told that Area 51 is in Nellis Air Force Base in Nevada. And I may be wrong about what the name of the Air Force Base is.
That's Rachel, Nevada, is where
Area 51 is.
Yeah.
I was always told it was Nellis Air Force Base. Regardless, really doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is, you show up at a military base, I don't care if it's retired or not, and you storm it, the military is going to take lethal action.
And it's an Air Force Base.
The military has the technology to use a precision drone strike that can destroy a structure without collateral damage to the nearby structures. Sorry about that. You really think that this is a good idea?
Totally.
And then
this is going to be a massacre if anybody does show up.
Not only that, you have they have machine guns that can shoot 3,000 bullets a minute.
Well, I was talking to somebody and they brought up the storming of Area 51, and I said, you do realize that they probably have at least minimal one mounted M60.
Yeah.
Person asked me, what does that mean? I said the first 3 people is going to be a clean shot straight through them. The 4th one is going to fuck them up real bad. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's not 100% accurate, because it is just an M60, but they shoot enough bullets that they can mow down a couple 100,000 civilians in a matter of minutes.
Funniest thing I've seen was a video. Guy gets a notification saying you're being deployed to Area 51. He's like, fuck yeah, I don't have to go to Iraq next week.
I have a friend who is very, very adamantly following this whole Area 51 thing. And one of the things that he saw while doing research on it was tweets and posts from military personnel saying that they just finished a meeting regarding Area 51. The government is not taking this as a joke.
They're taking it very seriously.
Well, you're talking about invading a military base, a military installation. I don't care where the base is on the planet. I don't care if it's in Japan or Iraq or any of the bases that we have, United States, foreign and domestic. It is still an American military installation.
So there's the whole thing about fighting against your government when it's tyrannical, so on and so forth.
Yes, which is a constitutional right that we have.
But this is a chosen thing to go out and attack a military base. You're not fighting against a tyrannical government, you're just assaulting a military base. You assault a military base, they will use lethal force. It's common sense.
Well, and I think the worst part is, I've seen memes saying this too, which they made me laugh pretty hard, but still it gives me concern about this situation, because I do care mildly of my fellow man. But the meme said, you're telling me that the people who don't believe in using guns are going to rush a United States military base? I haven't seen a single bit of information saying that these people are going to be wielding any form of weapon.
No.
There's going to be 2 groups pushing the assault and 1 group running around with their arms behind them like Naruto, because apparently they think that physics no longer apply to you when you do that.
Running as Naruto.
The average human being walks approximately 2 miles an hour. Approximate because there are a lot of human beings on the planet, 6+ billion. So, with that, the average human being runs approximately 4 miles an hour. I mean, we have Olympic runners that can run faster, and we have big fellas like Steven that probably run a little bit slower, because he's a whole lot of dude. He's a whole lot of sexy man
I had to move a lot of body to get going.
So
yeah,
that
don't
would
push
mean
down a hill.
that would mean that depending on your caloric intake, your height, your gait, because according to Da Vinci's Vitruvian Man, your height is the equivalency of your arms spread. Everybody's going to have a mildly different outcome. I mean, Olympic runners are one thing, but the average American which we are the most obese country in the world, the average American is probably going to run a little bit slower than, say, an Olympic athlete. So you're going to have these people who are running at 3.5 to 4 miles an hour maximum through the Nevada desert.
Which is hot already.
It's hot. Always hot to sweat my eyes.
It's hot and sandy, so your foot grip isn't really that great.
And sand gets everywhere, so you're going to chafe extremely quickly, and you're just going to be like, I'm done.
Arms behind their back.
Funniest thing.
In 3 minutes, they're going to be winded because these are all weeaboos.
Kyle's and weeaboos.
For those of you who don't know what a weeaboo is an aggressive anime fan.
Funniest thing I've seen about the Naruto one, there had to be a soldier that had to walk up to a general
and explain weeaboo?
Explain what the Naruto run was.
Oh, God. Yeah, you know there had to be.
So,
whether it's a meme that you saw that on or not, you know that there was somebody who had to explain to a general, who had to explain to whoever their superiors are, because generals are pretty high, but...
So, Richard, stand up for a minute. Stand up.
I don't want make James do
it. I'll do it.
I'm lazy.
You're the general. I'm the subordinate. Sir, we're gonna have a group of people running at us using the Naruto run.
What the hell is a Naruto run?
Sir, they lean forward and they put their hands behind their backs and
they do what, soldier?
They're trying to run fast, but they can't.
They just can't.
They just can't, sir. But that's what it looked like. That's what it looked like when that soldier went up to that general.
As that poor man, they're in a briefing, and somebody says,
"Sweet Jesus, is Naruto running?
Which one of you soldiers know what a Naruto run is?" "Sir, I do, sir."
"Well, get
soldier,
up and demonstrate.
On your feet. You tell me what a Naruto run is. Sir, it's pronounced Naruto." "What did you say to me, soldier?"
But you get this briefing for this. And then the next question is, they ask what a Kyle is.
Oh, God.
What's a Kyle?
But I'm pretty sure even a high-ranking 5-star general knows what a Karen is.
No, because
he's probably
they're going to walk up to the door and go, "I want to talk to your manager." I'd like to see the guy in charge.
I would like to see the video footage on the however many Karens are involved sprinting at Area 51 screaming, "I want to speak to your manager!" Because that is one hell of a battle cry.
Right.
They'd actually probably be more successful with the Karen run.
That probably.
So I saw this
Karen battle cry.
I saw this meme, and I've seen 3 of them. Because there are the Naruto runners, the Karens, and the Kyles. So I've seen it done with all 3. And it's a soldier in, like, the full mask, the full camo getup, and he's sitting there with his sniper rifle. And it says, with the Area 51... Ooh, wow. When the Area 51 raid starts, and each one was like, when they see the Kyles, when they see the Karens, when they see the Naruto runners. And the next scene is him in the corner of the little room that he's in, and it says, confused screams, as he just looks terrified.
As the Karens are invading.
Because
they want to see the manager.
Well, you know, they're aerodynamic with those bob cuts.
Oh, yeah. No, they can cut through the wind with them cuts.
Stream.
They'll probably be running faster than the Naruto runners,
probably.
Although they can break the speed of sound, so...
Fair.
Fucking idiots.
You'll hear their scream 10 minutes after they're already there.
"I want to see a manager!"
They've already got the doors kicked in. They're in there lecturing these young soldiers, and you hear just an echoing boom of, "I want to speak to your manager." And the heavens opened up, and 2,000 Karens descended.
But, all memes aside...
From a physics standpoint alone, this is an incredibly bad idea. We know that a bullet moves multiple times the speed of sound. After the first row fall, these aren't Olympic athletes.
No.
These are average American people. Some of them are going to be in better shape than others, yes. But you can watch the Tour de France, or you can watch any Olympic running. If somebody trips,
it's over.
It is impossible almost for people to get past that individual. So you're going to have a layer of dead bodies, which, of course, there are going to be a few people that's the moment that is going to click in when they hear the M60 fire up. Or the first missile strike.
Or the roar of a fucking A-10 just ramping people down.
I mean, it's not even like they have any guns, so...
You have a 50
This
caliber...
is going to be a really easy fight.
You have a 50 caliber Gatling gun. I'm pretty sure it's a 50 caliber. Gatling gun. Firing at you from a roaring plane. You're going to shit yourself. Just a little bit.
Just the sound of those bullets alone.
Yeah. No, it's
I have a Marine friend, and when I brought up the Area 51 charge, he just laughed.
Yeah.
Because he's Marine. They're not even likely going to have Marines there.
No, they'll probably just have the Army and probably an Air
It will
Force.
probably be Army and Air Force. But the Marine looked at the situation and went, yeah, they don't stand a chance.
No, not in hell.
These are individuals who are highly trained.
They're trained killers.
Some of them are professional killers.
Yeah.
I mean, every Marine,
that
is what they're trained to do. They're trained to work on tactics.
They're trained to infiltrate, kill what they need to kill, and get the fuck out.
It's what they do. You don't have to like it. But like Neil deGrasse Tyson said one day, the great thing about science is whether you believe it or not, it's still true.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is one of those situations. It's one of the... Okay, so I believe that this is the greatest country in the world. I believe that we have the strongest military. I believe a lot of things about this country. You're welcome to believe whatever it is that you want to believe in. You can disagree with me. That is the great thing about our freedom of speech. We're allowed to believe and say whatever we want to as long as it doesn't infringe on another person's rights.
Tommy.
Whether you... Fuck you. Whether you believe that this is the greatest country in the world or you believe that this is the strongest military or not, what you do have to understand is we are at least one of the strongest military forces on the planet.
It's proven that we are the strongest.
Well, it's statistically proven, but, people don't like statistics. People hear statistics and they see bias because of easily malleable minds of secondary students. There's actually some papers out on it.
Pretty much.
Written by deans of very prestigious colleges like Yale and Harvard. Talking about
Harvard and as a professor.
There were two. That were released simultaneously. One was Yale, and I believe the other one was Harvard.
There's a Harvard professor said, the worst thing you could do is to work off your emotions and not look at the statistics that they've given.
I mean, all the guy said was things like, we perform aptitude tests on students throughout their entire scholastic career, from college all the way down to kindergarten. We perform constant aptitude tests. And he said that the aptitude tests have provided us with information saying that men and women have different priorities throughout their lifetime.
Yes.
And people launched at him saying that he was being sexist.
And he also quoted statistics from the government's crime statistics.
Okay, and what he said on that, so that it doesn't get confused, is he said that violent crimes happen at a higher frequency in ethnic communities.
Yes.
He didn't say ethnic people commit those crimes.
He said that they happen in ethnic communities. He didn't say anything racist. He didn't say anything...
But he was called a racist.
And he was severely attacked for
it.
And
when they could not get past what he was saying, they began attacking his character.
Mm-hmm.
Because, in honesty, he said you can go to any public records and check, and the violent crimes that are recorded do happen more frequently in ethnic communities. He did not say that ethnic people committed them. He did not say that Caucasian people commit them towards ethnic people. He didn't say anything as to who committed the crimes or why. He just said that they happen at a higher frequency in ethnic communities. That can mean, quite literally, just about anything.
That can span any race out there.
He never mentioned a race, so yes, it could. Yeah. And saying that men and women have different priorities throughout their lifetime, as far as like friends, family, work, things like that. That's not saying that men prioritize work more or women do. It's not saying men prioritize family more or women do. He's just simply saying that they have different priorities.
Like he just stated facts, and they took it to an incredible.
Well, they didn't like what he had to say, so I mean, they liberalized it.
But back to the thing. So we're talking about very malleable minds going into this situation where we're talking about taking it seriously and not seriously. There are those out there that will take it very seriously, and they will try to do what it says to do.
People who were easily convinced by the herd mentality.
Yes. They're part of this. I want to be part of this.
Most likely narcissists, according to psychology. The people who are going to take this more seriously are probably going to be people who think that they are just awesome.
Yeah.
They probably think that it's going to be perfectly fine and they'll make it out the other side. I'm telling you, no, you won't.
Well, you know what they need to do? Instead of trying to charge the facility, they need to get a little old school tactics. You know, I'm talking like, who was it that roamed around the city? I'm talking Bible, biblical.
Are you talking about the Israelites
Jericho?
And Jericho?
Jericho, yes. And they just need to go around the borders, you know, and just around in circles.
Sing and praise.
And sing and blow their horns and, you know, all that.
Beat their drums.
What was it, on the third day the walls of Jericho would fall?
7th.
Was it 7th? It's been a long time. 7. Well, yeah, the Bible is very 7-oriented.
7-oriented.
7-headed beast.
God created the earth in 7 days.
Oh my god, I can't believe that more people don't view this as just complete bullshit. But I mean, you're all welcome to your own beliefs. I have mine. You have yours.
Aliens are real.
Well, aliens clearly are.
But
you know,
if we're looking, like you said, tactically wise, again, more memes. I apologize, but there's. He's like, hey guys, I'm getting transferred to Area 51. I'll leave the back door open for you guys. Don't worry.
I saw that one. Yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't fuck with it.
No. This is just a bad idea wrapped in a bad idea wrapped in a worse idea.
Oh, like, Winston Churchill. The intentions of Russia are a mystery, or they are a question shrouded in mystery, wrapped inside an enigma.
Exactly.
I believe that's the Winston Churchill quote. I may have gotten those 3 words mixed up in some way or another, but that's essentially what he said about Russia pending on World War II. And he felt that way all the way leading up into the Cold War. But look, what I'm ultimately trying to say is
it's a bad idea.
This is an incredibly bad idea that the bad idea boys won't touch.
Even we won't touch this.
Even we are like, no, don't do that.
Even when we're looking back, we're going, we think of some shit ideas, but this one takes the cake.
On camera and off camera, we have done some stupid shit.
Fair.
Some of us more than others. I mean...
Double check your chambers, people.
Double, triple, and quadruple check the chamber.
Okay, so we never talked about this on a video, but there was a video a while back that I started to talk about something and Steven shut it down. There was a situation where Richard and my grandmother were talking about her 9mm, and it fired. And the ricochet clipped the side of my hand. On previous videos that we've done where the shed door is closed, you can actually see the bullet hole. It happened. I mean, I laughed because it was one of those, like, laugh or cry.
And then when he got home, he almost shit himself.
I had a serious panic attack because it was the first time in a long time that I've been faced with my mortality. because it was a ricochet. According to physics, a ricochet...
You don't know.
It could have done anything. All it did was clip my hand.
It could have bounced off, hit my knee, because I was sitting within fire.
Right.
He was almost directly in line with it, and his grandpa was off to the side. We all were within...
I think the greatest thing was that...
ricochet fire.
I was fucking around on Facebook, and one of my friends posted this thing, like, from OMG or whatever, and it said, "What would Chuck Norris say about you?" And when I did it, the first thing that popped up is, James doesn't dodge bullets, bullets dodge him. I thought it was epic. I posted it, and Steven's like, "Well, it didn't dodge you very well." I was like, "Yeah, well, it got close to me, and then it realized, oh, fuck." And it tried to divert.
Diverted.
Abort! Abort! Which is probably what's going to be said about the time that the first missile strike is hitting.
No.
Area 51.
It's not even going to be the first missile strike. It's going to be the warm up of the fucking M60.
You know, the first time any camo dudes roll up in their white Chevy GMC pickups, the first motherfucker across the line is going to shit himself, turn around, and try to casually stroll off like...
So, I forgot another group.
What did I do?
I forgot another group we forgot to mention is the Yeet group.
What
the
is
rednecks? In their big ass jacked up trucks, rolling in, going, "We're here to yeet shit and get out."
Well, maybe they'll
What's
be...
yeet? We don't know. But yeet is yeet. That's just how it's going to yeet.
That is what it is.
Oh, God. This is so stupid.
I guess
this
you gotta
is
have
so
the shit
fucking
outside
stupid.
your boots to understand that.
You probably have to have the shit on the inside of the boots to understand it.
Well, you're right.
An old joke he used to tell me to my uncle, and I'm pretty sure I've covered this before on a previous, but he used to tell my Uncle Michael, who wears a big old cowboy belt buckle, wears a cowboy hat, shirts that say cowboy up. He's got a tattoo with a bucking bronco that says "Let her buck." All this stuff. Guy can't ride a horse. Seriously, the one time I've heard of him trying to ride a horse, he got bucked off and whimpered like a little bitch the whole time. And I've ridden a horse, and I'm not a country folk. Like, come on, man, pull your shit together. But Richard used to tell him all the time, how's that joke go?
How do you tell a real cowboy from a wannabe cowboy?
No, it was a real cowboy from a dime store cowboy.
Well, maybe that might have been the way I said it. It's been a while.
On a real cowboy, the shit's on the outside of the boots. Yup.
Pretty much. But, again, let's recap. Area 51 is going to be...
It's going to be a massacre.
If we're going by the memes and what it says on Facebook and all that, 1.7 million so far. Kyle's, Karen's, Yeet Eats, fucking Naruto
runners.
Just fucking...
Can you imagine the conversation between a general and a soldier as to what a Yeet Eat is? I don't know, sir. What do you mean you don't know, sir?
All I know is
you got the motherfucker. You got the motherfucker from Texas. He's like
Forrest Gump.
Yeah. You got the motherfucker from Texas, all like, "Yeah, I sure do knows what the Yeet Eat runner is."
So you got the Yeet Eats, you got the Naruto runners, you got the Kyle's, Karens. You got a whole fucking stupid generation going in on this.
Cull the herd, man. Cull the herd.
Oh, I know.
Here's what we do.
And
we get AOC and a bunch of the millennials together, and we tell them that they're holding people in a concentration camp down there.
We probably get in. You're right.
That's all I'm saying.
No, you get all of them together and you tell them that all the vape pens that your dick-sucking mouth could wrap lips around are in there.
Free.
Just send out a mass message of just to the different genres of
There's nothing but vape pens and Volkswagen Golfs in there.
It's all yours if you can get in.
No.
It's taken.
And Subaru. and Subis.
and
Imprezas and Toyotas.
You have no. You got it all wrong.
Hondas too.
No, you got it all wrong. You really want to get people excited to get in there?
Tell them they can catch a good Pokemon on Pokemon Go. You can catch Mewtwo.
A free Mewtwo is in Area 51. Go get it.
Guaranteed. One Mewtwo. is down there.
There are real Pokemon in Area 51. Go get them.
Oh God.
But
all this is so bad.
All
I'm gonna post this shit unedited too.
All serious.
All jokes
aside, being serious, this is a death. This is gonna be a death wall.
Yeah. You're signing a death warrant.
Yeah, you're walking into a military.
You're giving
base
the United States government basically permission to
kill you.
Yeah.
You're signing your own death warrant.
Dr. Kevorkian would be proud.
No, it'll go down in the history books as a mass suicide.
Oh, yeah.
I think every other cult.
I think my favorite meme, like hands down favorite meme on this, was me talking to Time Traveler. Time Traveler says, "What day is it?" Me, it's August 20th or September 20th. Time Traveler. Oh, it's the day of the Area 51 massacre. Me, the what?
What?
That would crack.
It's
Dude,
really,
I laughed so hard.
James, it's really this way. It's the what?
Yeah.
But
guess I'll be canceling that flight.
It's gonna be murder. It's gonna be mayhem. Lots of people are gonna die if
it actually happens.
By what it says happens.
Well, I'm pretty sure, like I said, there's going to be a handful of people.
They'll round up a handful of people. They'll give them a fuck ton of fines. They can face.
It's probably going to be what it is.
Yeah. It's a felony trespass.
Most likely, like 500 people are going to show up, and they're just going to detain them, fine them, and move on.
Pretty much.
Or there's no law that says you can't go up
to the border,
which is it's unfenced. The whole fucking area is unfenced.
Which is what the MPs are for.
Well,
the MPs,
it's not the MPs, it's the camo dudes. Get it right.
Well, the MPs will be patrolling the border because that's what MPs do.
Basically, they just tell them to go away.
They'll just basically issue warnings, citations, things like that. Tell people to get the fuck out of there. When they start, if enough people show up for them to actually organize, then the MPs and the local law enforcement and possibly FBI. I mean, it depends on what we're doing because FBI is domestic. Will show up and basically tell people you need to get the fuck out.
Oh yeah. So, one last meme to end this off. Guy goes, "We're in Storm Area 51 today. MIB agent. We've stopped you before. We can stop you now." Wait, what? Holds the flash up.
The neuralizer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, no. The last meme that we're going to do to end this out with. Area 51 Raiders. They can't kill us all. Japan.
Fair. Fair.
It just kind of looks at their shoes.
Japan thought the same thing. They can't kill us all, but...
but we kind of did. Well, not all, but...
I mean,
there's going to be one squirrely motherfucker out there. While they're all distracted with these other fucking idiots, he's going to be all like, "I'm a squirrely motherfucker." And he's going to actually fucking probably get pretty damn close.
Get in there, just riled up, probably cracked out. Gets inside, and they're like, "Oh, it's only one guy. Let's detain him." And he puts like 7 of them down. He kills like John Wick style.
Just kills like 70.
Jason Statham just...
You killed my dog!
Oh, who's